These next 2 days are gonna be big days here at the farm. Been working and pushing a lot to get this cabin done. And we have a team that's gonna be joining us out here in the jungles of Nicaragua. And we're gonna be focusing downstairs where we need to do some critical stuff. We need to lay down the floor. Not only that, build an area where we're gonna set up our solar electrical units. So that way when we set up the solar panels, we have all the space ready to go. So let's get to it. So what do we got? Material check here in the farm. We got some old recycled tires that I bought for 80 cents. People were gonna throw them away, but we're gonna repurpose them here so we can build the foundation around the house. We're gonna unload that. We also have the metal studs that I was telling you about that we're gonna be using to frame that downstairs. So let's get this truck loaded and we're gonna get everything going. This cabin here is very remote. It's about, I would say, 2.5-hour drive from where I'm staying. And so every time we come, we got to make sure we bring all the materials, because if we forget something, it's going to be a headache to go back into town. Although there's hardware stores that are close by here, they usually don't have everything that we're looking for. I want to show you guys something. I want to show you guys the tools that we're going to be using build this wall downstairs. I figured I've shown you guys the tools before. Let's see. I'll put this here. Okay. Let me show you guys. Guys, time to do a tool haul. Let's check it out. We got the drill. It's pretty straightforward. We have this clamper that we're gonna use to clamp the metal studs. Tape measure, straightforward. Hammer, straightforward. And we also have this cutter right here to cut the metal studs. We have some caulking that we're gonna put at the bottom so water doesn't get in. A knife, a square, and a level, and a pencil. And the screws. So with all this, we can assemble all the framing downstairs. This is why I love this system. We're about to jump in and I'm gonna show you how it's gonna be done. This is what we call a paral here in Nicaragua. And this is what we're gonna be framing this whole bottom downstairs with. And the way it's gonna work, we're gonna frame every 61 centimeters. Then we're gonna come outside with the sheet and drill everything in. And we're gonna also add wood supports when needed, because this is only like a flimsy little aluminum thing. So we need to add supports when needed. And then we're gonna go. The goal is to try to get as far as we can today done so we can hit it tomorrow and finish it all the way through. But we need to finish the exterior and then the interior. And at the same time, Carlos down there is also working on the sidewalk that I was mentioning earlier. He's digging out the piping and then he's gonna start leveling and everything. So we got to get to work here, and thankfully it's not raining. It's not raining here in the jungles. I do need some coffee, but maybe in a bit. So the reason I decided to start on this corner of the wall, it's because it's the connecting point to the other side of the room. So I want to install here something strong, not only just a metal flimsy beam or stud. So this is the reason I'm going with this wood. Now this wood is what we call here in Nicaragua a marañón tree, which is a walnut tree, and it's very hard, super tough. Matter of fact, it is so hard that my saw has a hard time cutting this. So once we get this leveled and this corner piece installed, then we're gonna have a good starting point to work the face of the room, essentially the wall that's facing the mountain. We're gonna continue down that way towards the bathroom. As we move along, we're gonna be using these studs that is commonly used here in Nicaragua. So if you come out, you're gonna see these at the hardware stores, or as they say over here, las ferreterias. But essentially they're cheap metal studs, about $2 each, that you can build with. And they're quick to build, especially if you're gonna do divider walls or you're gonna attach concrete plywood, which is a plywood essentially made out of concrete, and then you can skim it with concrete and it's waterproof. So that's what we're going to be using today and what we're going to be doing, and we're going to be pushing forward. This is our first time doing the exterior walls with this in concrete. We did use this for the top half for the wood, but for the bottom with concrete is going to be our first time, and it's going to be a little bit challenging because all the walls are not straight. Starlink is aligned. I think we should run a speed test to see how fast we're getting the data up here. Speed test. Let's let it run. And well, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of speeds we're getting with the Starlink. 160 megabits per second right there. Look at that. 176, 180 megabits per second. That is pretty fast. And let's see. That was the download speed. So let's see the upload speed. 20 megabits per second for upload. So upload's a little bit slower. Actually hit 20 right now. Megabits per second. Comment below. What do you think? You think that's fast or you think that's slow? In my opinion, we had no other options here in the jungles. The regular systems tend to cut off. With this Starlink, we've been able to work, take calls, and do everything we ever wanted. So it's actually really nice. After a hard day at work, there's nothing better than a cup of coffee with a beautiful sunset, and I have such a special place that I want to go show you guys. Time to brew some coffee. Brew some delicious coffee. One of my favorite viewpoints here in the farm. I don't come here often because it's hard to get here. It's a long trek and we haven't really built out the viewpoint, but in the future we're gonna build it out so you guys can come and drink some coffee with me out here. It's gonna be a little bit tricky here because we are slanted, so we're gonna add our coffee in there, our delicious coffee that's fueling this dream here. I'm gonna put that away. Oh, almost dropped the coffee. And then the water is boiling now, so we're gonna turn the water off right here. The sound of silence. And we're gonna use this filter here to grab this hot water. And we're gonna pour it in there. It's hot. Caliente. All right, guys. I think I would say this is an epic plunge here. Take a look at this. With this incredible view. Cheers, guys. Let's give it a shot. Oh man, that is delicious. Especially with this view out here. It's incredible. Take a look at that. Wow. Welcome to my room where I am staying. And I keep a nice lamp in here. But right now, it is actually time to check for some scorpion because we are in the mountains. So you gotta check for rats, scorpions, and mice inside the area that you're sleeping or anytime you put your shoes on. So we're gonna check some inside my tent because we are gonna be sleeping in here tonight. We'll make sure that everything is clean. Everything's looking good. We gotta shake everything up. Okay. No mice, no rice. Okay. There it is. Alright guys. 0 scorpion, so we're good to go. It is 7 p.m. right now and we are set up with our lights. I can't wait to have our solar installed and have power in this cabin. Right now at night it's a little bit of a struggle, so I do bring these lamps here that I found off of Amazon. But we are gonna connect to the Wi-Fi, and what we need to do next is we need to meet with our team. So there's a little bit of behind the scenes what it's like trying to build the coffee brand, because we want to grow the channel, have more subscribers, so we can sell more coffee, introduce other farmers, and tell the stories of all these farmers in Nicaragua and the coffee at origin. But So far so good. I was able to connect to the internet pretty quick and everything's running smoothly. So I'm gonna reply to a few emails and then get set up here to take this call pretty soon. And after this call, we're gonna get some rest, and it's time to redo everything tomorrow to start over until this is done here. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Day number 2, my coffee familia. Here is the agenda, pretty much the same as yesterday. Finish what we started, and today we do have to hit it hard though, because tomorrow is the last day before we have to head into town. I'm gonna be going to Managua for a few days. Have to go take care of a few things. Actually, while we're in Managua too, we're gonna be buying the fridge and the stove for the cabin. So it's gonna be a pretty exciting vlog, which I'm gonna film and post on the channel here. But today we have to hit it hard, man. We have to go downstairs and finish that wall. And also we need to finish the area where we're gonna mount our solar equipment, because those batteries are heavy. They're like about 110 pounds each, and we have 2 of them. So we need to build something out of wood so it can hold that sturdy battery. So let's see how it goes. The day is turning out to be a gloomy day. The sun has not been out yet, but that's typical here. Usually we don't see the sun until around 10 or 11. And around 8:30 in the morning, I do have a meeting though. Potential collaboration with the company that I need to meet with, so I need to take that meeting later today. And we did have the meeting with our editor last night too, so we're still working on the channel while we're out here working with our hands, but nevertheless. Un cafecito por la mañana. I'm gonna say some Spanish words here so you guys can learn when you come to Nicaragua. Somebody tells you, ¿Quieres un cafecito? You want a little cafecito? You always say yes, because that means you want a little coffee, you know? Who doesn't like un poco de cafecito en la mañana? It's the best, you know? A little bit of that juice, a little bit of gas, and a little bit of flame. Last night it did rain a lot. It just poured and poured for a bit. So thankfully today is a little bit better, this weather here. It's not too crazy, so we are going to fuel the dream again. All we can have in life is a positive attitude and a willingness to keep going forward. Bada bing bam boom! Alrighty. Oh man, that is very good coffee, my friend. Very, very delicious. Now, let's get to work. We're gonna change up a little bit. There's rain coming now, I feel it. And then we gotta hit it hard, guys. We gotta make the dream happen, my immense coffee familia. Rebuilding this farm out here in the jungles of Nicaragua has not been easy. We've struggled since the very beginning when we tore this cabin down. It's crazy to look back at how far we've come. This used to be falling down. There used to be spiders. There used to be rain coming inside. We used to sleep in there every time we used to come out here. After we tore that down, it's taken us a while to get to this point, but we've progressed. We moved forward and it's looking better. And that's what's important. It puts a smile on my face. But for right now, let's keep going forward, because we have a long journey ahead in rebuilding this coffee farm. I remember when I first started building this cabin out in the mountains, I was very nervous because there was a lot of unanswered questions. Where are we gonna get materials? What happens if the rainy season hits us and we're not done with the project? What happens if the layout sucks? This was all worries that I had in my mind that I was trying to get answers to. But now that we've been pushing forward, working hard, and not stopping, I came to the important realization that in life, you just have to get started, and all those doubts and questions that you have are going to be answered in the process of doing. So if you have a dream, if you have a goal you want to accomplish, just go ahead and take a step forward, take a step closer to that top of the mountain, and eventually those answers will show themselves and you will reach your goals. So just go ahead and get started. That's the most important part. It is lunchtime out here in the mountains and the team is pretty beat. We've been making good progress. I'm happy with how far we're getting today. We're getting the hang of things. The sidewalk, I think we might be able to pour some today. And then the bathroom and the storage area for all our solar equipment, I think we'll have it all framed out. The doors I'm gonna have to wait on because I don't have them yet to finalize the size of them. But it's coming along. nicely, and my meeting went well with the potential collaboration that we're working on. It's some exciting things to come along, because we want to do a rebrand for our Immense Coffee, so we're going to be filling you in and bringing you in the loop with everything. Gracias, Victor. Trying to eat some fresh bananas. Oh no. And then we're going to eat some lunch. It is currently 12:30 here in the jungle, and we're going to move along and continue giving it hard all the way up to 5 p.m. See if we can get as much as we can done.
Una batería de esta no tiene ni 57.
¿Cuál?
Aquella batería.
No cabe.
Esta no está con uno, con un panel. Esta batería.
Stepping back, you can kind of get a feel of how big this is. So from here to there, it's about maybe 25 feet. And that is the wall right there that we need to finish. So we're going to finish framing all that, leave the markings to hang the batteries, because the batteries weigh around 120 pounds each. Then we're going to move on to the exterior, one more exterior wall, which is this one right here. You see, we need a wall right here. This stair leads upstairs. But yeah, I'm thinking that we're gonna be able to come downstairs right here, and then have a living room right here, and then have one bed there. So it'll be like a bedroom with a living room, a bathroom, and the laundry room. So it's coming along, guys. We're almost there. Look at this wall right here. It's ready to be covered and moved on to the next step. So we're making progress, you know. It's just slow, but we're getting there. Like the turtle won the race, you know. So this is how the tire situation is looking here. We have the steps that are coming all the way from down there when people haul coffee. And then you walk up the steps, and then it will walk up the ladder out that way. So we still need to bring more tires back from the city so we can reinforce this whole area. So we're gonna do more tires there to avoid landslides. And this is pretty much done. It's solid in place. We're gonna have a set of steps. We're gonna clean them up. It looks a little messy because it's muddy, but once we're done with the little sidewalk here, we'll be able to land the next set of steps here. But you'll be able to come up, and then you'll be able to take it out to the coffee plant to go process your coffee there. So it's getting there. Coffee season is coming up in about maybe 5 months. Every once in a while you get beans that become ripe a lot sooner than the other ones. So look, this coffee bean is matured a lot faster. It tastes so sweet and so good. It's gonna be a good harvest this year. Take a look at all this. If you want to try our coffee beans, there's a link below. When you order them, we roast them freshly, and it comes to your home directly. And it's from these plants that you see here. And everything that you guys buy comes back into this farm. This is going to be the main electrical area for the farm, so we got to make sure everything is nice and sturdy. Each of these batteries weigh around 120 pounds. Plus, we're going to have high current running through. So we need to finish this, because next week we're planning on installing the solar units, and it's going to be so exciting to finally have electricity in the farm. We're ready for the outside exterior. The drainage sidewalk is good to go. The solar panel area is good to go. This is all rough. We have to come back in and button everything up. But even the chicharras are singing. You hear them? It's a symphony of happiness, because we got done a lot in these 2 days, and I'm so happy. This is the next chapter. We're almost done with this cabin. Then we can move on to the other parts of the farm and the other projects that we have in mind. But thank you for watching. If you made it this far, you are amazing. I'll see you guys in next week's video.